What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about what a relationship with two narcissists or two toxic people might look like. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thank you. You're such a narcissist. No, you're such a narcissist. We've been together a year and a half now, and we've survived so much. Like 5 cheating scandals each. 5? Wait, did you lie to me? Did I miss one? Yeah, you missed a couple. I've actually cheated 6 times. Oh my God, thank you. I've cheated 6 times too, so 6 for 6. 6 for 6, yes. I also found 6 air tags in my car. Are you tracking me? I'm only tracking you because I care about you and I love you so much. Well, if you love me so much, can you please unblock me on social media? If I unblock you, you're going to be so upset about the smear campaign and all the nasty rumors I spread about you. Wait, what? Are you trying to ruin my reputation to protect your own? I'm not trying to ruin anything. I did. People hate you. Well, I hate me too, so we're both in the same boat. Well, I hate you too, but I don't want to see you with anybody else. Oh, don't worry. You won't see me with anybody else. What does that mean? So, welcome back. And as you can see, so y'all know, if you're not new here, if you're a subscriber and whatnot, you know I like to add comedy to my skits to just, to break up the monotony that it is talking about narcissistic personality disorder or toxic relationships sometimes. It can get boring and everybody, if everybody sounds the same, then there's no reason to follow me. I think I cut my arm. Did I cut my arm? Oh, sorry, I couldn't really see my arms. Working out a little bit. Can't move my arm like I used to. Joking, but literally. So a lot of people don't know this, but I have actually been in a relationship with a narcissistic woman before. I know the statistics say that most narcissists are men, but women narcissists do exist. So looking back on my previous relationships, I've dated a narcissistic woman, and it was an extremely hot, cold, toxic ass relationship. It just was. We used to work together, so there was a love bombing. There was working together, so we were right underneath each other. There was some cheating, all kinds of stuff involved in our relationship. But it was so toxic, we couldn't leave each other alone. Like literally, there's a power dynamic. There's a power struggle in a narcissist versus narcissist or toxic person versus toxic person relationship. Typically it's narcissist and narcissist and borderline relationships, but two narcissists end up together is going to be a toxic ride, y'all. And just like, so there's a lot of people ask me how I can talk about the survivor side of it sometimes, because I have dealt with another narcissist and I know how it is. I know how it feels to have that withdrawal feeling from a toxic relationship, to be obsessed with somebody that doesn't want you anymore. Same thing happened to her. I didn't want her anymore. She was obsessed with me. Push, pull, up, down, high, low. We were addicted to each other, literally. And it got to the point where I had to quit that job, y'all. It got so toxic, I had to quit the job. I had a kid, look, it got super toxic. I had to quit that job. That relationship only lasted like 3, 4, 5 months. I can't remember how long it lasted, but it moved extremely fast. We're talking about kids. We're talking about kids. The second time we were clapping cheeks, talking about having kids and moving in. I'm telling you, because I already had a kid. I had my 13-year-old son. He was super young, so I already had a kid. So she was jealous. So she wanted me to have a kid by her because I had a kid by somebody else. She felt like she wasn't good enough for a kid. She used to try to guilt trip me into getting her pregnant. But I was just like, nah, I don't want no more kids right now because I'm dealing with this. No. So push, pull, up, down. I made her feel like she wasn't good enough for a baby, and she felt like she wasn't good enough for a baby. She started cheating. I started cheating. Toxic. And this relationship dynamic happens more times than you think it does, because a lot of people in the comment section you see, even on TikTok and Instagram, have been saying, "Oh, these are my parents." So imagine being in a household where your parents are not only competing with each other because both of them are toxic people, but they're also simultaneously trying to compete with you at the same time. They're also simultaneously holding you back from your goals as they try to achieve theirs. They're also simultaneously neglecting you, putting you down, not reassuring your emotions. Like you grow up, it will be very easy to grow up with a personality disorder in a toxic relationship and things like that. It would be very, very easy to do so. It just would. Oh, this dang on alarm app, y'all. It just would be easy. So I tell people all the time, if you're dealing with narcissists or toxic people or whatnot, understand that that dynamic exists. But I'm going to add a little small caveat to this. Sometimes a narcissist will try to convince you that you are the narcissist. So a lot of people in my comment section ask, what do two narcissists look like in a relationship together? Because they are convinced that they might be a narcissist as well, because the narcissist has done a number on their brain. You see what I'm saying? Just because you're dealing with a narcissist doesn't mean you are a narcissist. Do you also need to go to therapy? Yeah. As a survivor of or a victim of narcissistic personality disorder and whatnot, you also might need to go to therapy. Just because it's a process of dealing with this, y'all. It's not just like something you can get over or brush under the rug or not talk about it anymore and it'll be better. No, you have to get out of your system as well. So not only in a toxic relationship, not only do you need therapy, but the narcissist needs therapy as well. I'm just telling you. So yeah, a lot of times those questions in my comment section about two narcissists being together are derived from a narcissist actually convincing the other person that they also might be narcissistic. But what about what you've done to me? Gaslighting, you gaslight me. Lie and manipulate, you manipulate me. Blah, blah, boop, 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 beep, beep, beep. You see how that goes? So two narcissism relationship, it happens, but it's not as common like that. It happens more time than you think, but it's not common, you know. But could you have been raised by two narcissistic parents? Yeah, definitely. But sometimes there's like a dominant, submissive relationship going on within that, two narcissist or two toxic person relationship. It just is. One personality is more dominant than the other one. One person might be, an overt narcissist, and the other person might be covert, and their manipulation is more subtle and hard to pick up on and things like that. Because the overt narcissists, sometimes they're easy to spot. Loud, boisterous, annoying people. Like, one of my good friends is an overt narcissist. He just is. He knows he is. And the way I describe him to people, I say, look, you're either really going to like him or you're really going to hate him. And that really depends on how close you get to him. I really like him because he's a narcissist. I'm a narcissist. We kind of vibe off each other because of that. I'm more covert. I'm more covert most of the time. I can be overt too, but he's overt all the time. He's just out there doing his life and living his life. But other people, but other situations arise where, covert narcissistic people, they're harder to detect. They don't always yell and scream and rage at you. They can be passive aggressive people where the manipulation is so subtle. The insults are so subtle. The line is so subtle. It's hard to pick up on covert narcissistic people. So imagine an overt narcissistic dad, a covert narcissistic mom, and then what are you gonna be? You gonna be sometimes you come out being an empath. You care too much or you become a people pleaser, or you become a super codependent, or you could become like a narcissistic, the blending of two narcissists. You could become a super narcissist. You could be born with a damn narcissistic cape on, or some kind of super narcissistic powers and things like that. But yeah, two narcissists can be in a relationship, y'all, but it doesn't happen all the time like that. That's why I tell people, I was just like, it can happen, but it doesn't happen all the time as much as you think. Because like I said, a lot of narcissists want to convince you that you are in fact a narcissist as well. They want to convince you that you are a toxic person as well, and things like that. So if you're dealing with narcissists, you're dealing with toxic people, understand. If you're dealing with a narcissist, understand that they might be trying to project the narcissism onto you. Well, how do I find out if I'm a narcissist, Lee? Are you willing to go to therapy to work on it? Not to stay in this relationship. Are you willing to go to therapy, be honest with a therapy, and actually work on your behaviors? If so, you might not be a narcissist. You're probably not a narcissist. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say 100% you're not, but you're probably not a narcissist. You're leaning on the lines of not being a narcissist. But as if you ask yourself that same question about the other person, would they go to therapy? Are they willing to admit fault or alter their behaviors? If the answer to those questions are no, then you know who the narcissistic or you know who the toxic person is in your relationship. They want to convince you. The way a narcissist works sometimes, they want to convince you that you're narcissistic. So it justifies their actions and how they're living their life or whatever they're doing to you. That's why they want to convince you that you might also be a narcissist. So be safe and understand it, y'all. Because just because you're dealing with a narcissist, they're going to want to try to convince you that you are also a narcissist. So stay blessed, stay strong, y'all. Because it's tough. Like I said, I know it's tough for me getting out of that narcissistic relationship. It would do 100%. Power struggle, just toxic as hell. We end up having to universally block each other on all platforms. No communication, no nothing, but on both sides, like literally. And I heard that she got married, she was cheating on her husband. I'm telling you, she got married, she was cheating on her husband with her husband's best friend. She was doing a lot of toxic dirt, y'all. I'm telling you, super toxic woman. And I just, I know, but like I said, thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.